Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host and presenter, Advocate Filohoyane. While I've been pondering the issue of witnesses in the sense of MEYIWA trial, I've been getting a lot of communication from some of my followers, people who regularly comment on the channel, while others not so regularly, to say just what is going on with these witnesses. And I said to myself that, your guess is as good as mine, but there are these stories doing the rounds that witnesses are not willing to come forward because they've got security concerns. But what I want to bring you this afternoon is Malisa Tif. No, Malisa Tif, to a certain extent, is controversial. Some people take a very dim view of Malisa Tif. While others out there really follow Teffo and they just love Teffo. So, like him or lump him, Teffo, like I've always said, will always be somehow part of the landscape of this, matter, this sense of MEYIWA matter. He's just not going to go away. He's not just about to go away anytime soon. So, Teffo recently has been, appearing on some of South Africa's most prominent podcasts that I will not name for obvious reasons, wherein he, in graphical terms, in very clear and succinct terms, explained what happened in the Khumalo house on the 26th of October 2014. Listening to him explain how it all happened, or rather what happened immediately after Senzo was shot, you get a sense that this man has got some information. And that information is very important information. Therefore, just to give you a taste of what Teffo is saying over this podcast. Teffo says that shortly after Senzo MEYIWA was shot, there was communication between General Sibiya and Kelly Kuma to the effect that the gun that had just shot Senzo MEYIWA be kept safely until the arrival of General Sibiya. This is what Teffo says, and this is how he's been putting it from podcast to podcast. So that, according to that narrative, General Shadrach Sibiya then proceeded to the Khumalo house and took the possession of the firearm that allegedly shot Senzo MEYIWA from Kelly Khumalo, who had kept it for who had kept it for safekeeping. So we see General Sibiya take possession of that firearm. I think this is very damning information. But like they say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. As I pondered this whole issue of evidence, I said to myself, that sounds, like a man talking about something that he knows very well. Well, I am not too sure how Teffo came across that kind of information, but I'm not even trying to question, the truthfulness of it. I'm just saying he has got this information, which I think will be very, very important to put before the Pretoria High Court. I don't think that Teffo would be going from podcast to podcast, publicizing all this information without having the necessary evidence to back it up. It looks likely that this might not be eyewitness evidence. This might be, evidence coming from some other sources. But as he goes about disclosing this information, Teffo does not actually say where he got that information. But he has that information, whether it is, personally known to him or through some other source, is neither here nor there. So in a sense, Teffo is offering himself up as a witness for the defense. The way he graphically explains all these things, the man belongs in the Pretoria High Court. I think he must tell us a thing or two about what he knows about, the investigation into the killing of Senzo MEYIWA. Remember, this is the man who introduced Docket 375. So we must take him seriously sometimes. We cannot just, dismiss Teffo just like that. This is the man who brought us 375. But all I'm saying this afternoon and evening is, if he has this information, Teffo must come forward. Because these are very serious allegations against the people whom he's referring. But that information rightly belongs in a courtroom. So as we struggle with this void of witnesses and hope that by the 13th of October the defense counsels will have got their act together, why don't we ponder the issue of Teffo and say to ourselves, what is it that Teffo knows? Just how much information has Teffo got, and how much of that information can actually stand up in a court of law? And I think Teffo must be aware. Teffo is an advocate, in spite of the fact that he has been struck off the roll, that he knows the law. He cannot just be coming up with these things without having the necessary evidence to back some of the things that he's saying. So having said that, think about Teffo and tell me in the comment section what you think. Should Teffo come forward as a witness? What does Teffo really know? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much.